Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to I Am Her, You Are Me, Together as One We Could Be. I just want to say thank you all for listening to my podcast. It means so much to me. So today I have a guest speaker from TikTok. Let's go ahead and give her a call. Hi, Jazzalyn. How are you?
I'm doing just fine, Janae. How are you doing?
I am great. I just want to say, first and foremost, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. It means a lot to me. So, with that being said, could you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people and let them know who you are and what you do?
Yes, my name is Jazzalyn. I go by Jazzalyn Royale on all platforms. I am a cosmetologist that was based out of Florida. I just recently relocated to Indiana for love. We're just going to put it that way.
Okay.
We're just going to put it that way.
No, it's okay. Well, I'm so happy that obviously you relocated for the better, and like you said, we're gonna put it that way. That's so amazing. So today we're gonna talk about finding beauty in the pain. Can you take us back on a painful moment in your life and share how it impacted you personally and professionally?
Yes, I would say whenever I came across a young lady in high school where she was being picked on, and her hair was, her parents wasn't able to afford to keep her hair and her clothes done. So me and some girls, we came up with an idea. I did her hair, and another friend, just found some clothes that fit her, and we made her day, because when you look good, you feel good.
Come on.
That's my motto.
And that's the truth, if you don't look good, and you do, yes, the way you look is basically how you feel. That's what I say. Because I remember it was a time in my life where I didn't, because I used to sell hair. I used to sell hair, and I used to say the reason why I sell hair because it's an enhancement, because when you look good, you feel good. And some people, you can be going through a depression moment, you can be sad, you can be down now, but when you put that wig on now, it just does something to your spirit,
It says something so different.
Yes.
Even if you don't have the materials like wigs or braids or anything, back in the day, growing up, like middle school, high school, you get that gel, what was it, that black gel,
that pro style.
Pro style. Slick that hair back in that ponytail and wear that poof ball, but you got to put that scarf down so that baby hair is laid.
Come on.
And you still felt good.
And you know what? Nowadays, girl, do you notice that stuff don't even work as good as it did before, huh?
It doesn't. The quality has changed in a lot of products.
Now you gotta have the edge control, girl. You gotta have you gotta really lay it down,
Yes, but I feel also that the elements and the air and the heat is way different from when we were growing up.
Right. That is so crazy. I realized because my mom, it's so funny you mentioned that gel because my mom, she had bought her perm. She was like, just give me that perm and that Pro Style gel. I said, Mama, that's jelly. That don't work no more, Mama. But
no, it don't work no more.
That's so crazy you mentioned that. It's crazy how the world changes, huh?
Yes, it is.
Like, man, that was a go-to back in the day, especially when you get that ponytail in the back of your hair sticking out. Put that shit.
Yes, that was one of my go-to hairstyles.
I'm telling you,
summertime,
wrap that braided hair around that ponytail. You need to go. Oh, hold on. So, how has your journey through pain shaped your perspective on beauty today, both inner and outward?
Well, the pain that I more so experience is helping people through the hair industry, and understanding that you can't be attached to people, places, and things. You outgrow people, and in the process, as you outgrow people, you can't stunt your growth with trying to make people fit your new beginnings or your new levels. So it really has reshaped my thinking. It has showed me that everyone is not meant to go where you're going in life, and you just have to just enjoy people, places, and things for the moment.
Wow.
And love them for who they are.
Wow.
Love people for who they are, and love the experience in the process.
Wow, I needed to hear that myself at this moment. Well, thank you, because right now I'm learning to understand that everybody can. You're right. Everybody can't go where you're going. Some people are just meant for that little time in that season, and the more you try to keep them around, the more you keep yourself stagnant and don't get nowhere. I love you for saying that, because that is another thing of confirmation that I needed to hear at this moment.
Yes.
As a cosmetologist, you're always helping people look their best. How do you balance that with healing on your own and what you have to do on the inside?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I make sure I take out four consecutive days out of the month, and that's still including being off at least every 2 days out of the week. So I take a little mini vacation to reset myself. I cut my phones off,
Yes.
and I have grown to be more spiritual and more intentional, meaning that I meditate and I pray and stay close to God as much as possible, because without God, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Amen. I love that. You got to keep God in vain, because if not, then how you gonna how you gonna get through it? So, sis, I want to ask you, what does beauty mean to you now after everything you've been through?
Beauty means to me, basically going within and making sure that your beauty shines from the inside out.
Yes.
It's not necessarily what's on the outside, because at the end of the day, we grow old. Our features change, our bodies change. So whenever I touch someone's head, I'm not only doing their hair, I'm also fixing their crown, and that crown is their wisdom and also their heart.
Come
So we
on.
have really, really deep conversations. So it's not gossip talk in the shop, that I have created here and there. It's more so building the mind, body, and soul. So the beauty is within.
That is so true, because everything does start within, and there's some people that don't realize that it starts from within, and that's where you can look beautiful on the outside, but how are you feeling within?
Yes, and I'm not gonna lie. I've dealt with some people who were very, can I say the word, bitchy. I've dealt with women who were housewives, military. I've dealt with every race of women that have walked this earth. And the only thing that I have noticed is that when I'm able to break that wall down of that bitterness or what is bothering them within, it's a portrait, it's a canvas for me to rebuild and paint and style, just in the spiritual. Because within is, you're dealing with the spiritual. You're dealing with that person's soul. Because when you're touching their head, you're touching their crown. That's attached to their spirit.
Yes. And so how do you deal with when you have customers that that are not, they're mentally, physically, emotionally, like, how do you break them? Because, that's very hard. People are, and I know, because I had a hairstylist that became my best friend the first day she did my hair. Yes. Like, we bonded immediately. And she became literally my best friend the moment she did my hair. So yes. How do you do you have clients that became your best friends, or how do you deal with those type of people that that are broken? Because at the time that I had went to my hairstylist, that that was my starting point of my brokenness, where I started to identify who I was. Like, I started my hard times, my battles. So she met me at the lowest point of my life, and that got worse and worse. But every time I went to her, it was like every time she did every time she went, every time I went to her and I did my hair, she did my hair, I was like, at the time I go to the appointment, I walk in there like, help me, like, look at me, I was toe up to the floor. But when I left there, it was a cover up, like, I felt good just for that moment. But once you get that weave done and it lasts for a couple 4-5 days, when the curls drop, you back to feeling depressed. So I come back, she was like my person to uplift me, motivate me. So how did you deal with that?
So basically, how I dealt with things is that first I feel the person out whenever they come to a consultation or that first appointment. I'm not a gossiper. I'm not the type that's going to tell my client's business. It's always a one-on-one.
Yes.
So whenever they feel comfortable and start talking about, I can look at a person because, like I said, I'm tapped in. I'm very spiritual.
Yes.
So I can tell when a person is going through something because, believe it or not, I have gone through so much myself.
Yes.
So when I have healed myself and looked within,
yes.
and life has helped heal me, I already know to identify. I know to identify someone who has been molested.
Come on.
I know how to identify someone who is going through physically and emotional abuse.
Yes.
And it's just by their body language, just
yes.
working with people.
Yes.
So I always start off, I love you, and I want you to know that I'm coming from a happy place and a good place. And I start off talking that way, and whenever I approach a person that way with my issues and what I've been through,
yes,
I make myself relatable.
yes.
So once I make myself relatable, their guard comes down.
Yes, that is so amazing.
And so they feel comfortable with letting out what they've been through. It's so many women who have sat in my chair who have gone through so much pain.
Yes.
And not have voice or spoke on their trials and tribulations. But whenever they speak about it, that's a form of healing.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And you're absolutely right. You know, sometimes you just need one person that you can talk to about what you're going through.
Someone who's not going to, tell your business and gossip about you, but someone who is really genuine. And it's a gift from God to be able to have that connection with people.
Yes.
Some people misuse that gift.
Come on.
I love to use that gift to help women because us women, we wear so many hats.
Yes,
and most of our men.
One second.
Men wouldn't really understand what it's like being in a woman's shoes.
That is so true, and that I can agree, because it's hard. You know, men have it hard too, but us as women, we have it harder. Yeah. I feel, but men, they have, we ain't gonna talk about men. It's about women right now, Yeah. But no, I love that how you said people take advantage of their gifts, and I love how you don't, because that's how you lose your gifts too. That is so amazing. Yes. And you're awesome. If I ever come to Indiana where you're located, I'm definitely gonna reach out to you, and I am gonna promote you too as far as your makeup and stuff that you do.
Yes, I'm located in Muncie, Indiana.
Okay, I've never been there before. That's gonna be on my bucket list to go. So
310 Walnut Street.
Okay, put the address. She got the address and everything. Don't play.
Y'all come support your girl.
Yes, we definitely support. We need your Instagram and everything. We'll put it all in there. So I want to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who's in a dark place but wants to find the light again? To basically, like, for them to see beauty in their own reflection.
I would definitely tell them, declutter your life.
Yes.
Declutter your mental. Declutter. When I mean declutter, spring clean, people, places, and things in every season. Yes. Not just in the spring, but in all season. And watch how your life change. And get closer to God. Yes. It doesn't even matter if you don't believe in Jesus. Get close to something. Believe in something.
Oh, you are so funny. Something. Get close to yourself.
Yes.
Start on yourself.
And go within. Go within and look in the mirror like, what is it that I'm doing wrong in my life that I don't love myself?
Yeah.
Or what is it that I'm doing wrong while I'm still in this situation?
Yes.
Because you're the author of your story.
Yes.
So you can change your story up. I just walked away from making $5,000 to $6,000 a month.
Ooh-wee. Jesus.
And restarted my life over here in Indiana.
So I have a question.
But I had faith and I planned very strategically. Yes. And I had to go back to being more. I'm humble, but when you're always humble, it doesn't matter you starting over from ground zero, but as long as you have faith that God is going to bring you out.
Amen. So,
because I know y'all hear that echo. It ain't no furniture in here but a couch and a bed. But I'm having faith. I got food
at least you know At least you got your place.
Yeah.
And at least you got a couch. Because some people ain't got no place or no couch. Some people start over.
Yeah.
And you don't have kids, so that's a blessing. Some people that start over, they got to start from the car.
Yeah.
So that's a blessing. I want to ask you, so I know, how does it feel knowing that you went from making that amount of money a month to having to start over? How does that make you feel?
it makes me feel determined to get up and keep going. I have a little savings, and my rent is paid up for a good 6 to 7 months.
Amen.
But it gives me motivation to get out there and refine myself, find out who Jazz is at 35.
Come on. Well, you know what, sis? I need your help. Shoot, it sound like you were good. You should be a financial advisor or something. You know?
Yes. I'm working on that. I'm a life coach.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll be over. Based off your information, you inspire me. You know, and and you don't have kids, so just wait on out, girl, to Mr. Right come. You know, because you don't want to be like me, two kids, two baby daddy. Well, trying to figure the way out, you know. And I love how you said you plan for it. You know, you plan. Yeah. You know, you put your money up. You got your rent paid up for that. That is like they're living the dream, you know. So you have no choice.
Well, I had to have self-discipline. Yes. Like when I wanted to go eat out, I just put that money to the side. Ooh. When I wanted to go buy that new outfit or get my nails, I had to cut back on so much.
Wow.
I had to cut back on a lot.
And that's where I am right now in life. I said, you know, and especially I done poured into so many people to where I didn't drink. I'm broke. You know, I done hit rock bottom, but
you're not broke. You're in between blessings. You're in between
come on,
blessings.
Come on.
You have to see life into yourself. You're in between blessings.
Well, that's so crazy.
Because what gorillas say, I'm not effed about no credit score. I might be rich tomorrow.
Today.
So you don't know what tomorrow may bring.
You know, that's so crazy. I be the main one telling people, don't say that, don't say that. And when I say, I don't mean to say, because I know I'm rich in the spirit, you know?
Yes.
Like, and when I say, I know I tend to say things, I be like, I'd be like, okay, I'm contradicting myself. Like, I'm supposed to be over here inspiring, motivating people, but I just sat here and said, when I say, okay, yeah, I might be in the physical world, but I know in the spiritual world, I'm rich, I'm successful, I have it all, you know? Yes. But, you know, we tend to slip up and say those things, but you're right, I might be rich. Thank you. Here. Hey, thank you. Let's snap fingers for that. I don't know if they can hear, but thank you for that confirmation, because I am going to be rich. I might be rich after this phone call, sis. You never know. Yes. So, you know, I'm just waiting on that. It's so amazing you said that, because I'm just waiting on that one call. It's that one call, that one opportunity. But until then, I'm just going to continue doing what God called me to do. You know, so.
But I just got chills when you said that.
Yes, come on.
Whoever inspired you as being a podcaster, start going on their shows.
You want me to tell you something? One day I was so broken. I just had my baby. He was I had my baby 2/22/22, like February 22nd, 2022. Yes. And so I was depressed, I was weak, I was broken, I was laying in the bed one day, and I kid you not, Sarah Jakes got on the TV, boom, and she said, she's the reason why I started my podcast. She, like, I don't know, just something about her and I just started, and I've been just started, but I can't say I have not been consistent, because if you look, I started back in 2022. I wasn't consistent. I post every now and then, but these last, because I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'm gonna be open about my life, because this is what I'm here for, to motivate and inspire. Yes. I don't know what happened to shift. We talk about cosmetology, now we coming to me. You know, maybe this is what needs to be done at this moment. So we just gonna go with the flow, okay? Yes. So man, this is crazy. I was fighting addictions. I was depressed. I was broken. I mean, when I say depressed, I didn't even. It's just so sad as I think today. Oh God is so good. I didn't know who I was, you know, and I didn't post. Yeah. And so I can rewind to this day, right now. I'm sober. I'm clean. I got a clear mind. I'm not fighting no battles. The only battle I'm fighting is to get to the top and become successful, you know. And now I asked God, I said, I need 3 to 5 guest speakers. And so I posted on TikTok, and I had over 300. Now it's like over 300 women who said they want to be a guest on my show, you know. So
God is good.
Yeah. So today
you have already made it. Yes. Because you have gained the attention of all these women.
Yes.
Now it's time to get ready. Okay, Lord, my next goal is to find a small studio or a place that I can rent out a day so I can have people come in person.
Well,
you already made it.
But what's so crazy
you
is
can even go to their house and do it.
Well, you know what? I didn't think you just gave me a wow. Thank you for that. Because I do have a church.
That's another one of my gifts.
I have a church. I do go to church, and at my church, I do have it set up. So I said on Wednesdays I want to have live shows, but right now you're part of a marathon that I'm doing because I looked it up. This is something nobody has ever done. I'm doing a 30-day podcast drop. Every day I'm dropping an episode. So you're the 11th. You're going to be the 12th episode that I drop. So out of 30 days, you're number 12. So I'm getting this. Yeah. So I'm doing this for 30 days. I don't know. God just said post. Because I said God. There's all these women. Okay, baby, go play. Go play. Okay, drink some juice and go. Once again, my podcast is not scripted. What you hear is what you hear. I do live in the projects, working on these projects, trying to make it out. So I do want to say I thank you so much for being a part of this journey. It's a blessing. It's my confirmation that as long as I keep doing what God called me to do. Wait, baby, I will succeed. So yes, I have no choice but to succeed. But Jazzalyn, I just want to say I thank you so much, for taking the time out of your you just made me cry, I said, man, is this your podcast or mine? But it's just so amazing how when you let God, see, you never know what God has planned, and what happened needed to happen because it just flowed. That's why I always say my podcast is not scripted. You never know what could happen. And I needed to get that off of my chest. I needed to release those things because, I want others to know, like, it's okay to go through pain. It's okay to hurt, but what's not okay is to stay there. So what you need to do is do something to get yourself back whole because, you got people, places, and things, that need to see you, hear you, and, help you, So I just thank you for being a part of my show. And this is not the end of hearing from you, sis, and this is not the last time you'll hear from me. I want to come back sometime and do another follow-up episode because, you're awesome and the people need to, they need your energy, Yeah, she is a life coach, by the way, and I give her 10 stars because we did have, let me be honest with y'all, we had to pause and come back. And we back, and we finna end it like this. Tell them who you is once again, and I'm gonna put all your social media handles so you can get some exposure. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. Close us out, sis.
It's your girl Jazzalyn Royale. I am a life coach as well as your spiritual hairstylist. Yes. I'm now located in 310 Walnut, Muncie, Indiana. Y'all have a blessed one, and thank you, Deja Dage, for having me on your show.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.